Coach Jordan here from Without Bounds, where we always help you heal, uplift, and empower yourself to be seen, to be heard, and felt by this world. So come along with me, fellow forever students and soul travelers, and let's learn what your parents never taught you, baby. Welcome back. We are here learning as a man thinketh. Woo! All you need is this amazing book, which I brought for you today, and a walking stick, which could be found in a beautiful, glorious woods near you. But you might not be as lucky as me to find this. You want one with the nice little notch here, a little branch that you can break off. It's perfect. Perfect. All right, enough joking around. We are here continuing this amazing series that has helped me heal, uplift, and empower myself and help me overcome a lot of the personality gaps that I had. Let's call them disordered personality traits. That, I was too careless and carefree about what others, how do I put this? The standards that they set for their lives, the security that they wanted to create. I was just so nonchalant about it, and I ended up, getting into debt. I ended up not achieving the milestones that I wanted to at certain age marks in my life. So I had to look at myself. I had to learn powerful wisdom to overcome the gaps in myself so that I can get myself out of those situations, overcome my personality problems, and become a man worthy not just of my family, but worthy of my dreams, of aligning with the Lord, the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, aligning with something bigger than myself. And that's what we're here to do today. So if you haven't watched days 1 to 11, they're on YouTube. Some of them are on Instagram. Instagram's being pretty bummish and not letting me post. I don't know why, but we'll be posting daily. Make sure you take the time to go back, get the information, and then catch up and move forward if you have to. You ready, baby? Let's do this. Day 12, 12th morning. Every man reaps the results of his own thoughts and deeds, and suffers for his own wrong. And woman, he or she who begins right and continues right does not need to desire and search for felicitous results. They are already at hand. They follow as consequences. They are the certainties, the realities of life. Sweet is the rest and deep the bliss of him who has freed his heart from its lusts and hatreds and dark desires. Whew, all right. So let's break this down. Let's unpack what's in here. And I'll, as we go, explain how in my life this has really applied and how the wisdom in this passage is just so powerful. So stick with me, baby. Every man reaps the results of his own thoughts and deeds and suffers for his own wrong. So let me tell you something. When I was a teenager, I don't know if you can go back to those years. I don't even know if you're a teen yourself, but let's put me back. I'm 15, 16 years old, and I constantly was in my head thinking about all the people around me. There were the popular kids, there were my friends, I was in band, and it was like I was living in a drama in my head. I'd be in the shower and I'd be telling myself stories about my crush. I'd be on the bus to school and I'd be thinking, what is that girl gonna talk to me today? Do I have the courage to talk to her? It's like, no, I doubt myself. I don't think I could do it. And it's like constantly having this battle with self, constantly thinking thoughts and not doing the things that would actually strengthen me. So I was suffering for not doing the things that would help me reach out to the world, that would help me be seen and heard. No, instead I was very stubborn, thinking my way was the right way. And let me tell you something. I look back at that little young man and I'm like, dude, you were freaking wrong about everything. And not only that, but I took that mentality into my college years. I took that into my early 20s where I was just so beholden to false beliefs. And because of that, I found myself ending up in jail, doing drugs, hanging out with people who didn't give a damn well about me. I fought with my parents all the time. I didn't feel good in myself. And because of that, I was suffering because I constantly kept saying, F it. Now be very careful saying F it to things because you will suffer for it. Instead, I offer you this. F that. F that to the F it's. I wish I had a shirt. If anyone wants to help me make it, it's going to say F that with a line over. That's what it means, over. F it. Because that's really the world that we need to create here, baby. So it says, he who begins right and continues right does not need to desire, search for felicitous results. So if you don't know what felicitous means, it means the things that, kind of rightfully fall into place. So it's saying, if you begin right, you don't have to search for things falling into place. Because if you're already starting right, they're gonna show up for you, baby. So he's saying they're already at hand. They follow as consequences. They're certainties. They're things that you can just know are gonna happen. So for instance, if you go back to like day one when it says start waking up to the day with cheerfulness, when I started waking up, I used to wake up kind of in this mode where the day really just happened to me. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this before if you've watched my other videos. But when I started actually affirming what I want to be, when I started talking to myself and lifting myself up with higher thoughts, and not just thinking in a better way, but actually acting out in the world in a better way, treating my family in a better way, respecting them, not moving to anger all the time, but actually resorting to compassion and listening, because they had perceptions of me that I needed to sort out in my own life. Meaning, if they thought low of me, I had to start acting highly in my own life. Not high and mighty like I'm better than you, but no. I actually had to, put money away, spend money wisely, invest it wisely, get mentors, learn from people. I had to actually pick skills that were worth developing. So for a long time, I was kind of stuck in this rut where I would end up at, I'd go work at Massage Envy, the McDonald's of massage, no offense to them. But I'd go to this place and I'd repeat my cycle day in and day out. I really wasn't thinking about how I could advance myself. And then my friend showed up, my best friend, head coach Jimmy C shows up. He gives me this book and he starts asking me one question. If you don't know what that question is, it is, how many seconds are there in a day? Do you know? There are 86,400 seconds in a day. I was about to mess that up. There are 86,400 seconds in a day, baby. And when I started realizing that, I got this sense of, I've been thinking about time. I've been thinking about the way I act to myself and treat others. I've been saying F it to my dreams, F it to the books I want to write, F it to the content I want to create. And I'm sick of it. But I've been suffering so much, maybe I need to just think differently. Maybe I need to write down what I want to do. And maybe I need to stop doing all these drugs, stop chasing all these girls, stop doing all these things that were causing me to feel suffering, to complicate my life. In the last lesson, we talk about simplicity and choosing simplicity and being open to having the courage to say no more to the complex, dark mazes of life. So what happens is, as you start to show up for yourself, things fall into place, baby. I found myself meeting more people who could help advance my dreams. I started meeting people who can help me grow my business, market myself, learn how to speak. I found all these things just because I started to think about who I am and what I'm becoming. So in your life, it's very important for you to really think about how connected you are to people and bigger things. Because the more connected you become, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you learn to tell that inner voice that tells you don't, and listen to that inner voice that says go for your biggest thing, you will realize and you will see, and you could rest assured, you can sleep well at night knowing that the things are coming. It's just like Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer he wrote one of his first books and he slept in his car. He literally went around the country sleeping in his car, going from place to place to try to sell this book. But he knew in his deepest soul that if he kept going, that he would eventually not just be a 77-year-old man who passed away with 8 children or like 10 children or something and like dozens and dozens of grandkids. He knew that he could get closer to that. He knew that he would do that and become that because he believed, he had faith, and he knew that if he started right, he would end right. So let's move on. 12th evening. You are the creator of your own shadows. You desire, and then you grieve, renounce, and then you shall rejoice. Of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that man or woman is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of character, environment, and destiny. Okay, so what do we have here? You're the creator of your own shadows. If you desire, it causes you to grieve, he says. So he encourages you, he challenges you, he invites you, he wants you to renounce that desire. And then you shall rejoice. So this is a big topic to really kind of dig into here. You know, when I look back to my late teens, early 20s, you know, I was addicted to the internet. I was constantly going on the Facebook and whatever the hell it was, and engaging in all these conversations that made me so anxious. And then to get away from that, you know, I'd go look at porn and, you know, do the thing. You know, we don't have to go into details. But that desirousness, you know, let me just kind of pull back. We'll take one step back here. There's a beautiful author named Jacqueline Carey. She wrote this amazing series, The Cushiel Legacy. I would recommend that you check it out, but just be very careful. As you're reading it, you're going to be like, I want to live like this. You know, all the people had open relationships and they were all effing each other and having sex left and right. But the thing is, there are two paths to, let's call it, sacredness and the divine. Two paths. One of desire and one of renunciation. And personally, I believe that in a human life, you will bounce back and forth and eventually lean, if you are truly a spiritual person, I do believe you lean into the renunciation. And the thing is, you can search for the divine in the desirousness, but you will find that it gets a lot more complex. You lose yourself a lot more. You're not as stable in your identity. So when we flip the coin and we release our animal inclinations, when we stop chasing sex and desirousness and we choose something a little bit more, or a lot more stable, we're able to claim our identities better. And maybe this is a personality thing. Maybe because I was so high in a trait called openness, that the danger of being so open was that I lost myself, and that I had to learn some more traditional grounded values to help me escape from those dark mazes and dark paths and desires, because I was grieving so much. You know, when I was chasing hussy, you know, I don't mean to, that's really kind of just a sad statement. When I was chasing women and chasing sex, it was not fulfilling. When I was doing drugs all the time, it was not fulfilling. I was sad with myself. I'd wake up and I'd feel this heaviness in my chest, like I shouldn't have done that. And I was really getting tired of having that conversation with myself. I don't know about you, but if there are things that you're doing in your life that you need help, like, reach out, baby. I'm here to help. Head Coach Jimmy is here to help. We want to make sure that you are seen, heard, and felt by this world, baby, so that you can heal, uplift, and empower yourself to stop making those mistakes, to stop doing the things that lead you to grieve and suffer. No, we want you to reach for that thing, that better thing, because like he's saying here, the beautiful truth is that if you are able to realize that you are the molder of your own character, the molder of your identity and destiny, then you can make choices. Again, that beautiful, powerful word, choices, that will allow you, that will align you. Again, beginning right, meaning choosing to do the proper things at the beginning of the day and moving to the end of the day. You will rejoice. You will not feel that grief and ache in your heart because you're aligning with something bigger and better than yourself. And it is hard, guys. Look, caveat emptor, buyer beware. This is not easy. But the thing is, it gets better over time. You know, when I used to wake up at 9 o'clock every day, going to bed at 1. I wake up at 6:30 every day now. And not only do I do it with a smile on my face. I hit the cushion, I meditate, I go through my breathing meditations. I literally, since COVID started, I've read almost 8 books. I finished a book today. I was like, yes, I'm so happy. because I'm learning and I'm regurgitating and sharing that knowledge and putting it into motion. And what I could share with you here is that my desirousness, my behavior to just say F it to everything and go have adventures and be spontaneous, it was really hard for me to realize that I wasn't becoming the man that I wanted to be, that I was veering off the path of my righteous good self. And so I ask you, are you on the path? And if you don't know, then just reach out to us, because we want to help you get on that path. It's simple, baby, and we're going to help you do it, I promise. So thank you again for joining me. I'm so glad that we shared this knowledge with you. Come back for day 13, because baby, we're not even halfway through. I'll see you there. Be well. You soul traveler. Thank you so much for watching today's video, for sticking around. It means the world to be able to share this amazing personal transformation and coaching content with you. So if you can, please subscribe here on Instagram at Without Bounds Now, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Without Bounds Coaching. Make sure you save this video, share it if you find anything powerful in it, and make sure you comment and let us know what you think, because we're here to help and engage with you. We love you so much. We're here. Stick around. Make sure you stick around, because we're going to be sharing some amazing personal development, coaching, and business development content to come. We're super grateful, and from me and head coach Jimmy, we love you. Thank you so much, and be well.